You know that Canada has a long and proud history of accomplishments when it comes to space. We were the third country in the world to put our own research satellite into orbit and the first to have our own communications satellite beaming television signals to all the corners of Canada's far north. And the Canadian space sector is an important part of the Canadian economy as well, creating over 8,000 high-paying jobs all across this country. And of course, we are known as well for some specific things like our space robots, Canadarm2, Dexter, and for world-class companies that work in the space sector in making all of this possible. And of course, who can forget Chris Hadfield, former commander of the International Space Station and the first Canadian to walk in space. Which brings me to why we are all here today. Today I am pleased to announce that Canada will be a full partner in the International Space Station through 2024, and as a result, Canada will send 2 more astronauts into space. Canada will be, yes. Canada will be the third country to signal our commitment to the International Space Station, ahead of the Japanese Space Agency and ahead of the European Space Agency, only behind the United States and Russia. Lieutenant Colonel Jeremy Hansen, Dr. David Saint-Jacques, you, as you walk through, all of you in this room, as you walk through the Life in Orbit exhibit today, think about what astronauts like Chris Hadfield have experienced. Think about what astronauts like the 2 gentlemen standing behind me will experience. And think about what it must feel like to gaze down upon our country when you can cross all of Canada inside of just 10 minutes when you're up in the space station looking down on the vastness of Canada. And imagine how it would feel to float at the controls of Canadarm2 and command a 17-meter robotic arm out into space and catch a visiting spacecraft and safely draw it in. And now think about doing experiments to help people back on Earth. You might study the cardiovascular system to help understand how we age here on Earth. Canadian science sector in space touches our daily lives in very real ways, which is why I'm also pleased to be here today to announce new funding from the Government of Canada to support 4 new Canadian science experiments that will be conducted aboard the International Space Station this coming fall. These experiments, led by Canadian universities, will test the effects of weightlessness on the human body and health issues that stem from space travel. So the extension of Canada's participation in the International Space Station through 2024 means opportunity. It will allow our scientists to continue conducting research into matters that Canadians care about, and it gives our space sector a chance to develop breakthrough technologies that will in turn help life here on Earth.